Hello friends, in this video we will explore the selection tools. These tools are helpful in selecting parts of your image or part of your document. So let's explore this one by one. Let's click the first one. If you hover over it, you can see the name. Its name is rectangular marquee tool. Let's select this one. It helps you in selecting rectangular shapes. Okay. Let's create a new layer. Here you can see this button. This helps you in creating a new layer. So let's click it. You can see a new layer has been created with the name layer 1, right? Now, as our rectangular marquee tool is selected, come to your document, click at a point and drag. See, this portion has been selected. Now you can edit or you can do any stuff inside this selected area. Now let's give this a color. Come to edit, choose fill and again select foreground color. Select OK. You can see this portion has been filled with the color green, which is our foreground color, right? Now let's deselect it. How you can deselect it? You can deselect in two ways. Come to this select and you can choose this deselect, and also you can see that its keyboard shortcut is Ctrl D. So this is the second way. Okay, so let's deselect it by pressing Ctrl D or Command D for Mac users. So we have deselected it, right? Now come to this option menu. Here you can see various options. By default the first one is selected. Now if you hover over this, you can see for what purpose it is used. See, the second one is add to selection. So let's select it. Now it has been selected, right? Again you select. See, now this portion has been selected. Now again you can select. Again you can select. Again you can select. Now change the foreground color. Say this blue. Now go to edit, fill, foreground color. See, now deselect it, deselect. You can see that you have created a complex shape, isn't it? Using this rectangular marquee tool only, right? Next we have subtract from selection. For this we need to have some selection, right? So let's select this one and now select subtract from selection. Now you select it. You can see that this portion has been subtracted, right? Again you subtract this one, this one, this one, like this. Again using this also you can create complex shapes. Now you fill this with foreground color. See, now press Ctrl D or Command D to deselect. Then we have the feather option. Okay, this actually soften edges of the selection. If you hover over it, you can see, right? If you choose feather of 0 pixel, let's make it 0 pixel. Now create a selection. Okay, now go to edit, fill. We will fill with foreground color. Now press Ctrl D or Command D. You can see a solid selection, isn't it? A solid fill, right? Now again create a selection, but this time with feather, say a bigger one, say around 10 pixel. Now create a selection here. See, you can see the difference. Now come to edit, then fill, foreground color. You can see, right? And you can understand. So this was the rectangular marquee tool. And in the similar fashion we have elliptical marquee tool, which helps in selecting elliptical shapes or circular shape. For creating a circular shape, make sure while dragging you press the shift key. then you can create a circular shape. Okay, and the rest is same. So let's delete this layer and let's create a new layer. This time elliptical marquee tool is selected and we will create a selection, a circle, right? And we will give it a fill. So the rest is same only as the rectangular marquee tool. The difference is it helps in selecting rectangular shapes, it helps in selecting elliptical shapes, right? And another thing is that using rectangular marquee tool you can select rectangular shapes, right? But for selecting, let's decrease this feather. Now for selecting a square, while dragging, make sure you hold the shift key. That's it. Okay, now you can again go to edit, fill with foreground color, like this. So this was about rectangular marquee tool and elliptical marquee tool. This single row and single column are not that popular, but anyhow you can experiment with this stuff, but I don't like it that much because it selects only a single row or a single column. Okay, so then we have this lasso tool. For illustrating this, let's open an image. As you can see that we have opened an image, right? Now using our lasso tool we will select a portion of the image and make sure the layer is unlocked. Now using our lasso tool we have selected this portion, right? Now again come to this edit, you can give a fill, right? Like this. Lasso tool helps in selecting complex shapes, means you have full control over it. It fully depends on your skill, how much skillful you are, right? As you can see that we have selected this tree. Now what we will do, we will go to edit, we'll go to fill and we'll click OK. See, so this was the lasso tool. Then we have the polygonal lasso tool. Polygonal lasso tool helps in selecting polygons. See, you have clicked at a point. Now you come to another part of your document. Again you click. You can see that a line has been created. Means this is a selection, right? And again you click at another point. You can see that we have selection points there, right? And again when you come to your starting point you can see a circle, which means that now you are closing the selection. Okay, now you can see that you have created a selection. Now again you can go to edit, go to fill. See, now it has been filled with the foreground color, right? So this polygonal lasso tool helps in selecting polygons, right? Next we have the magnetic lasso tool. How it works, see, like this. You click at a point and you just hover over your image. You will see automatically points are being added to your image. You can notice, right? See, like this. So this was about lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool and magnetic lasso tool. Then for selection we have this quick selection and magic wand. Okay, let's close this one and again open, say, this image. Okay, now using our quick selection tool you can increase or decrease the brush size by using the right bracket key or the left bracket key. Now we will try to select the background. See, very quickly we have selected the background, right? Now we can go to edit, fill with foreground color. You can see that now her background is not white, it's pure blue, right? So this quick selection tool is really very helpful, isn't it? Now let's select this magic wand. See how it works? You have to just click, that's it, and it will sample the color of that point, and it will also sample the color of its surroundings, and it will make a selection. Okay, so this is how it works. These are really very helpful in selection. So in this video we have learned all the selection tools, isn't it? Starting from this rectangular marquee tool, then we have seen this elliptical marquee tool, then lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, magnetic lasso tool, then these two are really very important: quick selection tool and magic wand tool. Okay, so here I conclude this video. Hello friends, in this video we will explore the move tool and we will also do some transformations. Let's select the move tool. Here it is. For illustrating the move tool, let's create a circle first. Here it is. Select the ellipse tool. Now draw a circle. For drawing a circle, while dragging, make sure you hold the shift key. Okay, now we have drawn a circle. Now for moving this, make sure your desired layer is selected. For us it's this one, ellipse 1. Okay, now select the move tool by clicking it and drag it here and there. See, that's it. We are moving this one, this blue ball. Now if you want to move this ball straight, okay, then make sure you hold the shift key like this. See, now it's moving straight, isn't it? You can also move this one, or you can also move using the arrow keys. See, now I am pressing the right arrow key. Now I am pressing the up arrow key like this. Okay, let's go to the option menu. Here you can see that we have an option, show transform controls. If you uncheck it, then the box will not be there, and if you check it, then you can see a box around the circle. By using this you can do transformations. So let's scale this ball. See, now we are scaling it. While scaling it, if you want to do it in proper ratio, then make sure you hold the shift key. See, like this. Now it doesn't matter how much you scale, it will remain circle only. Whenever you are happy, leave your mouse. And after you have do some transformations, then you can see here two options. This one is decline, means decline the transformation or cancel transformation, and accept it. Okay, I think the ball is pretty huge. Okay, so let's accept it. Okay, and also you can rotate it. See, at the corner, when you are hovering there, you can see this kind of arrow, right? It implies that now you can rotate it. See, since it is a circle, no matter how much you rotate or how you rotate, it will be same only. Okay, but you can see by noticing the box. Okay, it's moving round and round and round. So let's decline it. There is another way of doing transformations. Let's go to the edit menu. Here also you can see this transform option. Under it you can see scale, rotate, skew, distort, perspective, warp, rotate 180 degree, rotate 90 degree clockwise, then rotate 90 degree counterclockwise, like this. Flip horizontal, flip vertical. Okay, so let's see this skew. Select it. Now you drag here and there. You select at a point and drag. Okay, like this. Let's decline this, and again we have this distort. Drag, click at a point and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Again decline it. Then we have this perspective. Let's see warp. It is one of the interesting effect. Here you can see that your circle or your blue ball has been partitioned, okay, in many parts. This ball has been subdivided, isn't it? What you can do is click at a point and drag here and there. Okay, see, just like this. Like this. Okay, click it, I mean accept it, or commit this transformation. Doesn't it seem like a hair of a man or of a boy, whatever you tell? It seems like hair, isn't it? And here comes the face. So it's hair without face. It's scary, isn't it? Okay. So here in this video we have learned move tool, and also we have seen how to do transformations. Your task would be to familiarize with these tools. In our next video, we will explore the zoom tool and the hand tool. Hello friends, in this video we will explore the zoom and the hand tool. There will be many cases where you need to zoom and edit for precise work. In those cases, these two tools are really very essential. Let's see the zoom tool. Here it is. Select the tool by clicking it. Now, in the option bar or option menu, whatever you say, here you can see various options. Here is the option for maximizing or minimizing. If you want to maximize, make sure you select this one. Now come to your document and click. See, if you want to zoom here, just click on it, click on it. See, it's zooming in. Now for zooming out, press this one, and again you come to your document and click. See, it's zooming out. For working faster, you can use keyboard shortcuts. For zooming in, you can use Ctrl plus or Command plus. See, like this. Now I am pressing Ctrl plus. Ctrl plus for PC and Command plus for Mac. Now for zooming out, I will press Ctrl minus. Ctrl minus for PC, Command minus for Mac users. Okay. Now, say for example, you have pressed Ctrl plus 2 to 3 times. Okay. Now, here you can see that it's written 200%. Press again Ctrl plus or Command plus. See, it's 300%. Okay. Say for example, now you want to see the cup. How you can do this? Here comes the hand tool. Here it is. Select it by clicking it, and then come to your document, click and drag. click and drag to your desired position. Okay, now you can see the white part of the cup, right? See Cuba. Okay, now just press Ctrl minus. Now one thing I should tell you that this hand tool also has its keyboard shortcut. It is just press the space bar, and let's select another tool first. Select move tool. Okay, now press the space bar in your keyboard. See, now the cursor has become the hand tool. Now you click at a point and drag. Click at a point and drag. So this was the hand tool and the zoom tool. These are very handy when it comes to projects, because these are the things which you will be using frequently in your projects. Okay, hence these are really very essential. Hello friends, in this video we will explore the crop tool and eyedropper tool. Let's explore the crop tool first. Here it is. This is the crop tool. If you hover over it, you can see the name. Now why it is useful? Say for example, let's draw a rectangle. Now while doing projects, there will be many cases where you don't need these other spaces. Say for example, you need to focus only on this rectangle. Okay, so for this, crop tool becomes handy. Here it is. Just select it by clicking it, and then you can see your document has some arrows around the corners, and also in the middle of the document you can see some bars. Okay, by using these you can minimize the size of your document. See, like this. See, now once you are done, click this tick and there you are. Now you have only this rectangle. Now let's come to the eyedropper tool. Let's create a new document first. Okay, now let's create a rectangle first. Change the color to say this kind of red, or say green. Okay, now click on the eyedropper tool. Here it is. Now if you click it, you can see that your foreground color has changed to green. You can ask why green? Because we have selected this color. Okay, now let's create another rectangle. Okay, now again change the color to say this blue. Again come to this eyedropper tool. You can see its keyboard shortcut is I. Okay, now you click at this rectangle. You can see that the foreground color has changed to this blue. So these tools also are really very important for your projects, because these are the things which you will be using frequently in your project. Okay, so here I conclude this video. Hello friends, in this video we will explore the brush tool. Here it is. Select it by clicking it, and see, we have a brush. Now you can paint your document like this. See, okay, you have painted your document full blue. Okay, now let's create a new layer. Now in the option menu, you can see there are various options, right? Let's select this one. You can see an arrow. Click it. Here you can see various brush presets. See, if you hover over it, you can see what it is. Soft round, then we have hard round. Okay, there are many. You can create your own brushes. In the additional projects section, we'll be creating a brush. But now let's focus on this. And here you can see the size and hardness. If you decrease the size and come to your document, you will see that your brush size is now small. If you increase it, then you will see a bigger brush, right? And here comes the hardness. Now it's 100%. Let's make it 0. Now let's choose a different color. Say this one. Now let's click. See the hardness? This is soft, isn't it? Now let's increase the hardness to 100% and let's use one. See? The size is same. Due to variation in hardness, you can see the difference, right? And here, if you click it, it will open the brush panel. And if it is already opened, then if you click it, it will collapse, right? So let's open it. Here you can see various options. The first one is brush tip shape, okay? This one which we have seen here. Then we have shape dynamics, means for varying brush size. See, here we have options size jitter, means how much the size can vary. See, and here you can see the preview. Now it's 100%, right? Let's make it 0. You will see a uniform line. Now as the size jitter is 0, we don't have this minimum diameter option. Let's increase it and let's decrease the minimum diameter. You can see the difference, right? Now we have various other options, roundness jitter. Play around with this and experiment. Then we have the scattering option. Here you can see various options. See, scatter. You can click this both axis, or if you uncheck it, it will only scatter single axis, right? Then we have the count option. Okay, then count jitter. Then we have this texture. If you select it, then you will see various options here. Here is the pattern library, means which pattern you want to implement in your brush. Then you have the brightness. You can see the changes in the preview window. Then you can increase or decrease the contrast. Then we have the dual brush. What is dual brush? You have already selected this soft brush, right? And again you can choose another brush. By doing this, you can create amazing effects. As we know that our soft brush is selected, right? Now let's choose a different one. Say this one. Okay. Now we will come here. Let's decrease the size a little bit. Say this. Now we will see our scatter option was selected, right? And also size jitter. Due to the size jitter, you can see some small spots and some big spots, right? This is because of that size jitter option inside shape dynamics. And this scattering happens due to this scatter option being selected, right? Then we have the noise, wet edges. See, if you click wet edges, and let's delete this layer first, and we will create a new layer. Now let's come here and draw. You can see that these are wet edges, right? Let's uncheck it. Wet edges. Now let's draw again. You can see pure yellow, right? Then you have the noise option. You can add noise to your brushes. Okay, Then you have this smoothing option. I used to check these things, this protect texture and smoothing, and then I check or uncheck this as per requirement. Now we have seen this one and this one. Then we have the opacity and flow. These two have huge difference. Let's delete this layer and we will create a new layer. Now the opacity is 100%, right? Let's choose this color and using our brush tool we will make some spots here and there. Okay, now let's decrease the opacity, say around 30%. Now see, okay, so if you decrease the opacity it will be little bit transparent, right? So let's increase the opacity to 100%. Now we have the flow option. Using 100% flow, it will have full effect, right? Using 100% flow. See, now let's delete this layer and create a new layer again. So this is 100% flow, and let's decrease the flow to say 10%. Okay, now let's paint. There is a difference between opacity and flow. See, the flow is 10%, right? But if you paint it over and over and over and over, then the opacity will increase, right? Initially you may think that this flow and opacity are same, but no. This flow is used for painting purposes. If you are painting, it will have a smooth effect, right? So that is why this flow is used, right? So this was all about brush tool. I would recommend to explore everything in this brush tool so that you will have an in-depth knowledge. Okay, so here I conclude this video. Hello friends, in this video we will explore the gradient and the paint bucket tool. Here it is. See, gradient tool and paint bucket tool. Currently paint bucket tool is selected. So how we can use this tool? Just select this tool, come to your document and click. That's it. You can see that your document has been colored with blue. But why blue? You can see that it is same as our foreground color. Let's change the foreground color. Make it this green. Now again come to your document and click. See, your document has been filled with green, isn't it? So it is one of the methods of coloring your document. Now in the option menu or in the properties menu, whatever you say, you can see that we have various options, right? Here we have foreground or pattern. You can notice that previously foreground was selected, hence it is filled with the foreground color. Now let's select pattern. If you select pattern, just right to it, you will see another option, right? And here you can see an arrow. If you click it, you will see the pattern library. Now let's select a pattern, say this one. Now again come to your document and click. That's it. Your document has been filled with this pattern. So you can find it very helpful, isn't it? And then we have the mode: normal, darken. You can experiment with all of this. Okay. Then we have the opacity. Let's decrease this opacity to say 42%. Okay. Now let's change the pattern to this one. Now again come to your document and click. See, now its opacity is 42%. Okay. So this was the paint bucket tool. And next we have this gradient tool. Select it. Now how you can work with this gradient tool? It is really very interesting. Just click at a point and drag. See, it's a nice blending from green to white. You can ask, why green to white? Why not other colors? Because your foreground color is green and background color is white. That's why. Okay. Here in the option menu, you can see various options, isn't it? Let's explore this one by one. If you click it, you will see default gradients here. Okay. If you click it and come to your document and create a gradient, you can see the same effect here, isn't it? Let's select this one and click and drag. See, this is one of the gradient which I have created. Okay, that's a separate thing. Another thing, if you click the arrow, then you will see the default gradients, okay, which were already there and also which you have saved by yourself. And if you click on this one, then you will see the gradient editor window popping up. Here you can add as many gradients as you can. These are known as color stops. So here we have 4 color stops, and which are at the top, these are known as opacity stop. So we have 2 opacity stop and 4 color stops. Okay, you can add another color also, like this. Just click here. Now let's change the color to say green to make it noticeable. That's why. Okay, now what you can do, you can click on OK, and now let's create a gradient. See the effect. So that was this part. Now let's come here. Here is the type of gradient. By default, linear is selected. The first one is known as linear gradient. See, if you hover over it, you can see the name. The next one is radial gradient. Let's see how it works. Click it and click and drag. See, this is nothing. This is creating circular gradient. Okay, and another interesting thing is that it has normal mode, right? If you make it multiply, then all the gradients which you have applied will be there. See, it was the previous one, right? And again now we are applying a new one. See, so you can create cool effects, right? I know this isn't cool, but just for illustration purpose. Okay, now let's go to the history panel and just undo those effects. Okay, now this was the radial gradient where we can create circular gradients. Let's make it normal. Now this one, if you hover over it, you can see it's angle gradient. Select it and you can see angle gradient. Okay, then we have the reflected gradient. See, just work around with these things. And then we have diamond gradient. See, like this. And again if you choose multiply, then see, you can create multiple diamonds. Okay. And next we have the opacity. So if you decrease the opacity, then it will be little bit transparent. Okay, so that's it. So in this video we have seen the gradient and the paint bucket tool, and also you can understand how useful are these, right? So here I conclude this video.